Yeah, do your thing. That TV kind of red. Look on this one; it's a little bit better.
You know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me. We got monitors like that too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, don't look at that one. Okay. Thank you on that. Yep. Looking into this camera, Besa. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Okay. We back with another one. We're gonna get this thing started. Everybody go ahead and like and share, subscribe, all that good shit. Elisha Michelle sitting down with some more chocolate today. You know I love it when we get the double chocolate in the building. So we're gonna get this thing started real quick. Y'all like, share, subscribe, all that good shit, and we'll get right back. Legendary Dope Show, baby. Yeah. Welcome back to the Legendary Dope Show. This is L Rock, executive producer. We're about to get this thing started. Is you ready, Elisha? She's ready. Okay. Let's get this thing started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Legendary Dope Show with the beautiful, the lovely, the amazing Elisha Michelle.
Alrighty. Well, this is part two, and we have saved the best for last. We have the most beautiful Besa Gordon in the building today. I am so excited that you're here, and it's like this is a full circle moment for me because, I mean, you know the story, but and most of you guys know the story too. But I did Legendary AF back in February, and I was like, we got to get Converge there. We got to get Besa Gordon there. And with the help of all my friends from Facebook, they was tagging you and tagging and tagging. And then like, it was like a couple days had went by. And the next thing I know, I was in having a meeting with you and O, and you're a Legendary AF. And it was literally just like, I feel like the beginning of a beautiful relationship, friendship, because Besa is my friend, y'all. I'm like, Besa, that's my girl. So I'm just so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to be on the Legendary Dope Show with me. And yeah, it's an absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you for having me. We definitely got to thank my girl Maggie for that.
Yes.
I didn't. It's the craziest thing. I check my phone and I'm like, oh, Maggie tagged me in something. She never tags me in anything. And I looked through it and I was like, whoa. And it was the fact that I hadn't seen any of the tags, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? I was like, oh, because like I was actually in the car with O, and I saw all those tags. I was like, we gotta look into this. This is serious.
The power of social media, and I'm just so thankful for everybody, and I'm thankful for you for being here. And I know you don't do a lot of interviews.
I don't.
You look stunning. First of all, 40-inch bust down, period, the girlies, period, all that.
Shout out to Keith Porter.
Yes, I love it. I love what's going on. I love all of this. You know, I love that you are a chocolate woman from the CD, showing representation of what is possible for all the girlies who are like, I want to do something like that. And Besa makes it look effortless.
Child, it ain't though.
Like,
Good God.
You do it with so much grace and just beautifully, okay? And so I just want to like take this time to like talk to the people, let them get to know you and your story, and really, it hasn't been easy, but you've made it look amazing in your journey, and I just want to, share with the people that. So, to get started first, I want to talk about growing up. Little Besa.
Oh.
Okay.
She was a character.
Right. I feel like you have that personality that was meant for TV. So was it always like that for you?
No. Growing up, I'm actually an only child. So I grew up very shy. I used to have like a lot of anxieties, especially like around my family, because I had like a lot of boy cousins around me, and they were mean, child. So as an adult, I don't fight, but when I was younger, we used to get down, and I would bust heads. Okay, there's a few scars that they still have to this day because they was playing with me too much, and my mom would be like, "Leave her alone." But no, like but although I was quiet, my love for media started with radio. And so I would watch TV and things like that, but radio was like really what drew me in. And then I was like, maybe TV too. But I was like, okay, well, let's start here.
Yeah.
Let's have a start. Let's have a place. Let's have a spot where we can be like, okay, let's get our honing. Because in radio, you don't have to be seen. And you can like do redos if you're not live and things of that nature. And so I used to sleep with a radio in my room, and that would be me imagining as if I was on TV or if I was on the radio and I was answering the phones. I used to call into the different radio stations.
So cute.
I did. Like, my real name is Janae, so like my best friend at the time, her name was Tressa, and so we would call and we'd be like, hey, who is it? And we'd be like, it's Tressa and Janae. They'd be like, oh, they're back. Because we would call every single week.
You were already a star. They already knew who you were.
I guess so. Every couple of weeks, we wouldn't be able to call in because we would both be busy or whatever have you, or grounded, child, because it would happen. But they would be excited to hear from us again, so that way we can do our like song requests, whether it was KUBE or 104.5, which was over in, I want to say like Mercer Island or something like that. And that's what really sparked my curiosity in media, because back then you had like Eddie Francis and you had Tiffany Warner, and they were on the radio, and I was like, well, you got these black people over here.
Yeah.
So something is possible in media for me.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out.
For sure. And then, so we just had Big O on the show, and he said that at 5 years old, you were ready to like be in media.
Yeah.
What was your first step to like making that dream a reality?
So right out of high school, I started a blog called nabesa.com.
Okay. I've seen it.
It's
You
still
was cute.
around
I
somewhere.
liked it.
I had like natural hair
Yeah.
back then, and I used to have natural hair YouTube videos and all the things, and so that was how I started right out of high school, because obviously I was too young before. I didn't know that iHeart Media had street teams and things like that back then to where I could have gotten my start. But I knew no matter what, look, if you want to be in media, you got to get a start somewhere.
Yeah.
So started my blog, started interviewing different artists out here, going to different hosting gigs out here, not hosting myself, but covering the event, kind of like how I would now, but with a little point and shoot camera. It was my aunt's little silver point and shoot camera. You turn it on, the little camera, the little lens pops out, and it's about that big, but it did what I needed it to do.
Period.
And that's what matters. I learned how to edit. I learned how to blog. I went to school for web design, so I know how to build websites if I actually feel like it. I don't, but if I need to, I can. And if you do mine's wrong, I'll know. But that's honestly how I got my start. I started my first blog, and you know, I started it because I recognized that there was a blog called NicoleBitchy.com.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
And so my whole thought was, we're dope out here in the PNW too. We got parties, we got dope artists, we got dope restaurants, we got dope retail spots, Black-owned businesses, and so much more, and just other things that are going on. Why is nobody else talking about this? I'm not saying that nobody else was talking about this. I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
So, it's not, at least not on the level that I wanted to see it. So no shame. Not saying you wasn't doing it, because you know people will be like, well, I was out there into that. Well, that's great. I didn't see it the way that I wanted it, so I decided to create my own. So let's just leave that there and move forward. Because people be trying, and I'd be like, that's cute. So, that's why I started my blog, because I felt like there was an opening for it here. And so I ended up working with SEASPOT.com, which ironically is Omari's big brother, Chikundi Salisbury, aka Kun Love. And so I started working for Kun when I was like 19 or 20. And I kept working with him until I was about 21, 22. I remember when he was like one of the Ciroc boys, and he was like, Nay, are you old enough to drink yet? And I was like, yes. He was like, all right, you can now come get a drink. So that's how I know I was still with him at about the age of 21, because that day was absolutely hilarious. But that's really how I got my start, by starting my blog and then finding a way to get immersed into the community, because I was trying to get into clubs. I was trying to get like my name out there, but I was like, okay, I need some extra backing, because nobody knows who I am. I don't have any big brothers. I don't have any big sisters. I currently don't have any mentors. It's literally just me. And so reaching out to Kun over at SEASPOT was my way to get my foot in the doors out here, because then I'd be like, hey, back then I went by Besa, and so I was like, I'm Besa, I work with Kun over at SEASPOT, and they were like, yo, if you work for Kun, cool, pull up. And so that was how I was able to get my footing out here.
Okay. Yeah, Kun is iconic. Like, you can't talk about our region and our music scene and our party scene without talking about Kun. And he's been anywhere from up north and, you know, Snohomish and down here in Tacoma. So that's like, and SEASPOT is like really legendary. So I think that is amazing. You were brave, because you're like, I need to see what I can do, and I don't really got nobody, and I'm just gonna reach out and go for it.
I sent him a DM on Twitter.
Period. You guys better listen. You guys better utilize you guys' resources, okay? Because you never know where you're gonna end up. And you ended up at SEASPOT.
I ended up at SEASPOT, and that was how I got my start. I got my foot in the door. Quiet as kept, I ended up getting into like a really crazy relationship. We might go into that on a different kind of podcast, because child, we ain't gonna talk about that today.
We don't got time.
We ain't got time for that today. But when I came back to Seattle, I reached back out to Kun to just kind of like get my heading back. And while I was still working with SEASPOT, again, at this point I was probably like 23 or 24, I applied for a job over at iHeart Media to be on the street team, aka a promotions assistant, because I wanted to be on KUBE 93.
Yes.
And I was like, well, I ain't got no radio experience. I know about podcasting, so let me just get my foot in the door. Because if I can get my foot in the door, this could be the genuine start of my media career. I didn't know that there was the opportunity to be on like Fox back then as like a promotions assistant also. I only knew about iHeart Media, how they actually allowed for promotions assistants, because one of my friends worked for Movin' 92.5, and she was in the same kind of position. And so that was how I was like, okay, I can get my start by starting over at iHeart on the street team, and then we can make all the additional. You got to start somewhere,
and
you know.
How old were you when you did this?
I was like 23, 24.
Listen, Besa was ambitious AF, because, child, when I was 22, 23, I didn't know where I was going in life, like, at all. I was like, you just hope that, you know, you can get a job and just pay your bills, and, you know, you want to move out of your parents' house, and it was tough, and you're eating ramen noodles and cereal every day, and you're out here like, I want to be on KUBE 93. I'm about to be part of iHeart Radio street team.
Well, I dropped out of college, so I didn't have a choice.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I was acting crazy in relationships and things like that. But we digress. You know, I dropped out of college, and that's how I learned how to do web. Well, I first learned Photoshop when I was in 4th or 5th grade.
Okay.
Because my aunt taught me how to do Photoshop.
That's
As an only
dope.
child, I needed something to do. So I was removing backgrounds and adding graphics back when I was like 7 or 8, okay?
Yeah.
So this is not new to me when it comes to graphics and editing. But when it came to the media game, I had to figure something out, and I realized that web design wasn't really what I wanted to do. It was just something I was good at.
Yeah.
So why am I wasting my money in college? Let me go where I actually want to be.
Yeah.
And that ended up being iHeart.
And hands-on experience, getting to make the connections, the networking, the being out in the elements of it all. And then you did make it to KUBE 93.
I did.
You did.
I even bumped a few people, no shade.
Oh, period. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, I wanted their spot, so give it to me. I'm sorry.
A woman with a mission and
I
ambition.
cried each time I did it. I'm not gonna hold you because here's the thing. They were all people I looked up to, but I wanted the spot. So do I just continue to look up to you and not go for the spot, or do I go for the spot and just cry later?
Listen, I love it.
I cried later.
I love it when women are sharks, okay? Because there's this stigma, like you're supposed to, like, business is business, and if you're good for the job, go for the goal. Be a shark, ladies and gentlemen, because that's gonna get you where you want to be. And now look, I got Besa Gordon on Legendary Dope Show screen, hopefully, and yeah, the rest is history. So KUBE 93, how long were you with KUBE 93, and what did you do there?
So, okay, I started working at iHeart in 2018, and then I got on, 2015, I want to say, and then I got on KUBE in 2018. In the midst of that, of course, I was doing like street team stuff, but eventually I got in the office, so that way I could start working closer with the radio stations, because that's how you get up in there. You got to, if they don't know you, you're not going to get on. That's just what it is. I got on the radio in 2018, and then they pulled KUBE in 2023. So I was there until the last day.
Wow. How did you feel when they were like...
I cried.
Yeah. I think we were all shocked.
I was crushed. I could cry right now. Like,
Yeah.
it hurts
Yeah.
to this day.
Yeah.
I worked so hard because, like, that was something I always wanted. And then for them to just pull it, and then with all the work that I did and
Yeah.
the crew that was there, like Strawberry, who's now one of the Kraken in-arena hosts, like, we busted our asses to, like, get KUBE seen and respected once again, because we weren't Super Sam. We weren't Eddie Francis. We weren't Tiffany Warner. And we knew that we was all this new crew of people. So we knew that at a certain point, like once Super was gone and then once Tiffany was gone, we had to work even harder for people to see us and respect us in that same way. So once we started getting some of that same respect, and then the numbers started moving, and then we were doing our hosting gigs and we're moving around and we're doing this, and then they pull it, oh, I was crushed, child.
Yeah.
I'm still not happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. If you could ever, like, if they were like, we're going to bring KUBE 93
Oh, I'm back.
You were like, I would do it.
I'll just do this in the TV show. I mean, I did
You
it
make it
already.
work. Yeah.
I've already done it.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So your passion for radio. And then when did you know, like, it's time to be the face and, like, step out and, like, actually be on camera?
What do you mean?
Like, on KUBE 93, you did radio stuff. Mm-hmm. Was it still videos? And, like, were you...
So we were able to do both.
Okay.
So while I was over at SEASPOT, I had a YouTube channel. It was
Okay.
Besa TV.
Okay.
So funny story, when I worked at AT&T over in Factoria, yeah, I've worked cell phone jobs. I worked at AT&T in Factoria. I worked at T-Mobile on 6th and Pine. I've done the jobs. But during my lunch break, I would go in my car and make YouTube videos. So I would have like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I would quickly go grab food, and then I'd go back in the car, and then I'd make my YouTube videos. I'd sit my laptop on my on the dashboard of my car, and then I'd be like, okay, I got this many minutes to do my Real Housewives of Atlanta review, or to do my Love and Hip. It was getting done though.
Right,
And
you're
so
focused.
I was, and because I wanted to be seen, I wanted to be out there, I wanted my voice to be heard. And so by any means, whether it was radio, blogging, YouTubing, I was going to do podcasting, because at that point I was also on Go Juice Radio, which was owned by QDOT out here.
Yeah.
And so I was doing whatever I needed. Marvin will tell you. I was doing whatever I needed to do to be seen and be heard, even if it was on a lower level.
Focus.
So it was always a thing that I wanted. And then over at KUBE, we didn't have cameras in the studio until we redesigned the studios. So I would bring people in and have them video me or take pictures, but I could get audio. And then sometimes I would set up my iPhone, or I'd set up my laptop. I was getting my footage.
Period. You got to get the content.
You need the content,
You
or
gotta
it
get
didn't
the
happen.
content. At any time, you got to be able to, because if you don't, it didn't happen, right?
Exactly, that's what I'm like, it didn't happen.
When did you start your journey with Converge and Fox and?
Oh, that's the funniest story ever. So my journey with Converge started because when COVID hit, I was still doing, I had moved somebody from nights because I was doing overnights, and I was like, Eric, and because that was my, what do they call them? Not production. Yes, my program director was Eric Rosado, and he's the one that taught me how to use the boards and everything like that, and he trained me and got me into radio in the beginning because I knocked on his window while he was recording. It was like, how do I get on KUBE? And he was like, where'd you come from? Let's talk. So that's how that all started. But a little bit before COVID, I was still doing overnights, and I really wanted to do nights. And so ironically, once COVID hit, I was finally doing nights. I needed to know what was going on so that way I could tell people what was going on, because I lived on South Lake Union and I could hear the people marching up Denny Street because I lived right by the Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting introduced to Omari. Not physically, but someone's like, you should follow Omari Salisbury on social media. Like, I add him on Facebook because he's like covering all this stuff. I was like, I did add him and he hasn't added me back yet.
Big
and so, and this was a conversation on Twitter, and he was added in it. I don't know if he was out in Capitol Hill when that was sent, but he added me on Facebook within moments.
Nice.
And I would say that's how it started, because just kind of how he talked about earlier, he sees talent and he pays attention to who's who and what everyone is doing. I was still doing my thing back then. I just didn't have a team, and I was doing it from my apartment. Like, I interviewed Blueface from my apartment on IG. They called it like IGTV back then, but it was like IG Live. I interviewed Blueface from IG Live. That was awkward and went viral for a second. I also interviewed Jack Harlow.
Nice.
I interviewed Erica Banks. I interviewed Bia.
Nice.
Like, I interviewed a lot of different artists because they couldn't come into our studios.
Yeah.
And so they sent us kits for us to be able to record at home.
Nice.
And so I think that was another way that O was able to see the different things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And just me doing them from my apartment and just working with what I had, which was just a simple laptop. And so eventually he was like, you're doing all this stuff on radio. That's great. You're also doing all of these interviews. You should really try to be on TV. And I was like, I mean, that's cute, but how? We all have a dream.
Yeah.
Like, a radio seemed, if I'm being honest, radio seemed attainable to me. TV did not.
Okay.
Especially as a Black woman in Seattle. And not just any Black woman. I'm not a racially ambiguous Black woman. You know I'm Black when you see me. You can see me from 5 blocks down the way and you know I'm Black.
Yeah.
Whether I want a wig or not. Like, you know what I am. You know, I'm not some light-skinned chick that you can get confused. I'm Black. And so for me, I just never thought it was attainable. And so we had our meeting, and ironically during our first meeting, he was like, I could see you on Fox Soul. I could see you on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, obviously, all of that ended up happening.
Wow.
So that's really how it happened. It started with a tweet of me being like, he didn't add me back on Facebook yet. Shout out to DJ Lady Coco. And then it started with a meeting. I created a deck for him about what I wanted my show to be about, which was Rewind with Besa at the time. And then we've just been growing from there, and he's been like molding me from there, just like he does all the rest of the talent over at Converge.
Yeah. And you are such a superstar. Everyone, and what I remember the first time I got on the meeting and I talked to O, and I think he like put you on after we had like a small conversation, and I will never forget this. He was like, the one thing I love about Besa so much is like she's really for her community, and she's really a good person. And for some reason that really stuck out to me, because being an influencer, it comes to a point where you go everywhere and like people are like, oh, you're so great, you're so amazing. And I've seen it like change people in a way to where they get cocky and it gets real ugly. And so that really stuck out to me, because that's the main thing that I try to do, is make sure that I stay true to my roots and remember, because it's hard work doing this, being a Black woman, I have a whole bunch of shit going on, as everybody does, you know what I'm saying? So it's like to know that someone to speak so highly of you, but like just those simple words, she's a good person, meant so much. And I was like, I really, really want to build this connection, because you guys are some great people. So
you're amazing boss too.
Yeah. Thank you. And ever since, I just feel like we've been rocking, you know what I'm saying? He came to Legendary AF, and I was like, literally, that was such a highlight for me, for my team, for everyone who was involved, for everybody who was watching, because it was literally something that we put together so fast. And it was
fun.
And it was fun. It was fun. Everybody got to it was just a really great experience. And just we're all adults, you know, but just something about being on TV. It's like, we're on TV, right? This is amazing. And I'll never forget, Sentu, he was a designer for the second Legendary AF, and he vended at the first one. When he was posting his clips, he was like, look, Mom, we made the news for the right reasons this time. Because
I think I saw that.
And that was so powerful to me, because it's like, you know, everyone just comes from different spaces, and to be able to put all of that, and then for you to highlight that on your show was just amazing. Also, it's really, this is kind of, because you're very popular in prison.
I am, and I'm just like, wait, how are you guys even?
All
first of all,
homies was like, hey, I see you on TV. I was like, period. It was with Besa. We love Besa. We tune into Besa every time she's on. We're glued in. Everybody is watching Besa. They're like, Besa is our girl. But it's like, they love you, and it comes from so much respect, right? Because they're like, she's really doing her thing. She's
I
this
get the emails,
girl from the CD.
I get the written letters. I've gotten like graffiti. Like it was a dope piece of graffiti. I wish I had it with me. It was fire. Like I get the things. So thank you.
They're sending you gifts.
Yes.
They're like, maybe just shoot my shot, just maybe. Just maybe.
Well, nobody has shot their shot. Everything has been respectful.
Respectful, and from an admiring standpoint. Yeah, I was just, and that was really cool, because I was just getting so many calls from people that was locked up. That was like, we seen you on Besa. I was like, man, it's a full circle moment for me.
They watch the show.
Yes.
Like they tune in deep.
Yeah. When it comes to your craft and balancing it all, where do you find time to set aside time for Besa? Yeah, long sigh. Relatable.
I'm still balancing that, honestly. It wasn't just until about 3 or 4 weeks ago that I just started turning my phone off on the weekends.
Period.
Like I literally put it on sleep.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. I will check it when I feel like it. Sometimes I won't touch my phone for a whole Saturday.
Yeah.
And I know that people be mad at me, but it's like at this point in my age and I need that time.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much I needed that time to just breathe and just be and not feel like I have to respond to emails and social media and text messages and just have people calling me being like, so what are you doing today? Nothing.
Yeah, I want to do nothing.
I want to sit, watch my wrestling and drink my wine. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like
wrestling.
yes.
I was just about to ask, like, wait a minute, wrestling? Hold on. Midget wrestling?
No. I watch WWE Raw
Was she talking
on
about
Mondays.
Booker T and them? Triple H and them?
Booker T is on Tuesday. I watch WWE Raw on Mondays, and Triple H is now over it. There's no more Ed McMahon, but we could talk about that. I watch NXT. John Cena just retired, and
She's a real WWE fan. We have to go to a wrestling.
I go to live wrestling events. I interview wrestlers. I was a ring announcer for Defy Wrestling.
She's like, I love this shit.
There's like this huge wrestler that's from Tacoma. His name is Swerve Strickland. I've interviewed him. I've interviewed just all these big names. The Big Show. Yes. I almost made him cry during the interview. It was so cute. He became this small, and I was like, oh my. He was just red cheeks and everything. And at the end of the interview, we're taking photos, and he goes, "Can I put my hand on your shoulder? I'll show you later." It's the cutest little thing. But yes, I love wrestling.
She's made the Big Show not seem scary at all. She's like,
he's so sweet. At least he was to me. I wouldn't want to get on his bad side.
That is a fun fact I was not expecting. WWE fan is. So are you like WWE? Are you like people's elbowing people?
No. But I will cuss you out if you interrupt my wrestling.
Yeah, period.
And I might even send you the voicemail. And if there's a wrestling match in Seattle, like I phone call.
Right. Let me see where I can get in, where I fit in. I gotta go.
I will talk to you in 3 to 4 hours.
It's so funny to me.
And I'm so serious.
Wrestling as a pastime for Besa
It's very
is
relaxing.
iconic.
I'm like waiting for Defy to get back to Seattle. I think they come back in a few days, and so I need to hit up Matt Farmer and be like, hey, I'm pulling up. Like, I need to pull up again before the year's over. It's so electrifying for me.
I love that so much on so many levels, bro. Like, what? Okay.
Yes, black girls with baby hair is like wrestling too. Come on now. And you know.
So many people are gonna be like, hell yeah, because we love wrestling. Like, it's for real. It's been around for years. So, if you were ever to think, okay, media, I mean, I feel like you just painted this picture like you just knew that media was for you for the rest forever. Yeah. But if you were to do something differently, what would it be?
Something else being myself.
Valid.
So when I worked at iHeart, we had these cards because I was on the street team, and a lot of people in sales and the radio host, they would be like, we don't know their names, like, because it was at that point the promotions department, the radio department, and the sales department were all separate. So if I were to come in and grab a box to go to like a promotions event, or if I had to bring like everything, like you wouldn't have to see me. I go in, I get my stuff, I'm out.
Yeah.
And so unless we're working an event together, you wouldn't know the person. And so they wanted for us to do a little sheet, and it had like your name, your favorite color, your favorite food, and what you want to be when you grow up. I can't speak on what everybody else put, but mine just said Besa. I want to be Besa Gordon.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be. I want to be paid to be myself. I want to enjoy doing what I want to do. And for me, that's being in media in this lifetime.
I love that because you're so good at it. You have like the perfect like radio voice. Is that like, it's just something that it just was like natural?
I don't know.
It's just like, this is.
Yeah, this is just how I talk.
It's perfect for radio. It's perfect for media.
If you meet other radio hosts, we all talk just
the same. It's not like a.
Except for Big O. He has something that he turns on and turns off because he used to do like smooth jazz or something, child. I don't even know how he does it. I'm not able to turn on a radio voice because when I first started doing radio, again, my program director, he was like, You're doing the radio voice and I don't like it. And I was like, what does that mean? He was like, you have like the yuck sound where it's like, oh, yeah. All right, now coming up next, we're doing this. And everyone's like, ooh, you might as well don't do the news. Like, get out of here. And so, but with radio, they want for you to sound like yourself. Yeah. And that's why a lot of times people feel like there's a certain sound to radio people because our natural voice sounds like that. Yeah. And we're constantly having to amplify our natural voices. Like if I'm hosting something, I will sound a little bit different. But in a normal conversation, this is just me.
It's just you. And I can contest to that because I've seen you in different, and this is always her. Always bubbly, always sweet, little sassy, little sweet, period. And so you do hostings. I have seen you in action. I've seen you do, you were hosting the Black Equity Ball. Yes. I think the last time I saw you
That was smooth.
That was so nice.
I felt like a little Barbie doll that day.
Yes, we were all dressed up and stuff. I was like, let me get my picture with Besa because it's my friend.
And you look so good.
Thank you. We were really.
Oh, and Marvin was with us that day. Marvin's always here.
Marvin gets the best shots of everyone.
So Marvin started shooting for me when I was doing my media mixers.
Nice.
And so I'm like, I need someone to shoot, and of course I called Marvin.
Yeah, he's the guy to call. He's gonna get the best shots. Marvin gets the best shots of me too, in all my elements. In all my elements, you know, whether I'm in the club or whether I'm in a dress next to Besa Gordon, he gets the best shots of me. I love that. So, have you tried to do like anything else in media, like photography or
take photos?
Yeah.
No. But I have shot my own segment.
Okay.
And I haven't done it with like the Black Magic cameras and like the big Sonys and things like that. I'm not that comfortable and versed with them. Amari wants me to learn how to use it because he feels like it'll liberate me. They freak me out a bit, but I'm working on it. But
the OGs always want us to learn.
And I'm just like, there's so many buttons. No. Like I just feel like if I get the newest iPhone, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I've shot my own segments with my iPhone and edited my own segments with my iPhone. But I haven't gotten into photography. I feel like there's a certain eye that you have to have for photography. That's true. And there's a different eye that you have for videography. And I have an eye for videography. Like I can get every single shot that I need, all the moments that I need. But photography-wise, I struggle.
Okay.
But you got to know what you struggle with.
Yeah,
She's a
absolutely.
producer and an executive producer of her
Ooh.
show. And so she's her own boss.
And then there's that.
Producer and a producer and a talent.
Love that. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we got beauty, brains, everything all together. And you're for the people. You do all these segments back to Besa where you highlight the businesses of our community. And like, whenever I talk to somebody about being on your show, whenever I watch a show and I'm tuned in, like when I get off work late, so I'm watching, I'm scrolling down and I watch the shows and on like Instagram and stuff. And it's almost so emotional because these people, they're like putting their heart and soul into their businesses, and then they're like trying to find a way to get exposure for their businesses, and then you do that on Back to Basics so like just flawlessly, and it just means so much to people. So I really just want to applaud you for that. O kind of told us 700. 700.
It be feeling like it sometimes, child.
700. Okay, so I can only imagine. I'm a very busy person on my own, but I'm like, I know Besa is busy as hell because I be watching the B-reels and the behind the scenes, and you're like, okay, I'm at Fox right now, and now I'm out here and I'm going to these businesses, and here I am, I'm making a TikTok, you know, we're laughing about my dating life, and you do it all.
What dating life?
Well, we're gonna get to that for sure because
Child.
people need to know. But I want to know, like, what is a day, like a work day for Besa? What does that entail? Like, what time do you have to wake up? I feel like you probably wake up at like 4:30 a.m.
I wake up at like 9 a.m. sometimes
Really?
12. I wake up when I want to.
Okay, so media could be for me because I could do that.
I think that it depends on your team.
Yeah.
You know, like O said earlier, like, yeah, it took me a while to get here, but I didn't do this alone. I could not do 700 segments if I had to be at every single segment.
Right.
A majority of these segments I don't have to be at.
Okay.
I can if I'm able to be there, but sometimes there's 3 shoots in a day.
Yeah.
And sometimes 2 are happening at the exact same time. So I'm able to send a producer that I trust, whether it's O, whether it's Paul Sanders, whether it's Francisco Lopez. I'm able to, or Matthew Bermudez, like I'm able to send them out there and then they create a beautiful segment.
Nice.
And I don't have to be there because I might be hosting an event that particular day. And so then it's like, okay, I need to focus on getting hair, makeup, nails, finding an outfit because I'm so last minute with my outfits. And so usually day of, I'm like running to them, like there's just like many different things that I have to do on certain days, especially like on weekdays, so on weekends. So I'm not always able to be there. So if I can, I don't really like getting up before 9 a.m. because I don't go to bed until 3.
Yeah.
I go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning if I'm being honest. So like my schedule is actually kind of flipped from everybody.
Yeah.
I'm very, very creative after 12 a.m. And then like I'm doing editing, I'm like planning things out, I'm like doing brain dumps because I get manic at times and I have to like scribble out my ideas and then I think about it again in the morning. So, you know, when people are like, what time do you wake up? I couldn't envision a life where I had to wake up. That's why I couldn't do morning news show. I couldn't envision a life where I have to be up at 2:30 in the morning because I can't even typically sleep until 2:30 in the morning.
Makes sense. Makes perfect
But
sense.
if I have a shoot at 7 a.m., trust and believe I'll be there. I'm there on Fox 13 Seattle every single morning, every single Thursday on Good Day Seattle. I'm there at 8:10 a.m., but I have to be there by 7:45, which means I get there between 7:20 and 7:25, which means I have to be up at 6 a.m.
Listen,
Or 5:30.
that explained all of it right there.
So
Listen,
if
Besa,
I have
stay
to get
busy.
up, I will get up.
And
But if I don't, I will sleep in a little bit.
Punctuality matters, people.
Yes.
Professionalism definitely matters. I feel like that sets the bar above the rest because people will not be ready to make those sacrifices, and you do it and you make it just look so beautiful and flawless. You look amazing today.
Oh, thank you.
When it comes to your style and being on the news, how do you I know you shared last minute with the styling, but like you always look so good.
Oh, thank you.
And I feel like it's a beautiful representation. It's ideal for our young girls to see your style and be like, I like Besa. I want to dress like Besa because style out here can be a little crazy. So what is do you have like a team that helps, or do you kind of just like, this is me. This is what I do. This is how I'm just.
Well, a
rocking
big
with
part
it.
of the way that I dress now is it contributes to my stylist from season 1 and season 2 of Back to Besa, which was Akia Rane, and she made me put on big girl clothes.
Yeah.
Because I was just wearing t-shirts, sneakers, and like just chilling. I was like, yeah, I'm the runaway girl. I'm comfortable. I look cute.
Yeah.
And so she started making me wear like big girl clothes and like putting on nice fabrics. And so now for a day like today, I'm able to run to the mall, pick out a dress like this. And normally I would have never done that. And so I would say everyone that is a part of my team or has been a part of my team has influenced me in some way in terms of how I want to dress. They stretch me in ways to try different styles that I wouldn't typically try just because I'm not used to it, and I'm just used to being comfortable. Like if I can wear the same sweatsuit every single day of the week, I will do that because I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And because typically I'm on the computer editing, I'm
Yeah.
working on something, I'm researching something, I'm working on a blog, just whatever have you. I'm recording audio. Like I don't want to be cute and have makeup on, and then I have my eczema on the other side. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So they stretch me and they make me try new things. My hairstylist, Key Porter, she came to my house to install this the other day. I said, girl, how long is that?
40 inches, bitch. Sorry.
She was like, it's 40 inches. I said, how do I sit? How do I use the bathroom? I'm over here lifting it up. Oh, like, girl,
When you don't think about it when it's 40 inches, you just do it. It looks good. 40-inch bust down.
You know, they stretch me. Or Tay-May, she puts me in like pink, she'll put me in like pink eyeshadow or blush or like a darker color lip. Like everybody knows I really like to have clear lip gloss and a lip liner. Like that's just what I do. And so they all stretch me. And I think the one that stretched me the most was Akia, because she would be like, put this on. I'd be like, I don't like it. Put it on. I don't like it. Just try it on. And I'd be like, okay, I like it. And so that was when I realized, obviously, you don't know everything about fashion. Just put it on if they say put it on. And so it's, again, anyone that works for me currently or worked with me previously, like the team stretches me in ways, but in the best way possible.
I love that. I mean, having a strong team is absolutely like, you need that to be able to flourish, and because you cannot do everything on your own.
No.
And having a solid team is everything. We were talking with Big O earlier, and he is very well traveled, and he says that you have been to a lot of places as well. Where have you been on your travels and like doing media?
So the furthest I've been is Tanzania and Amsterdam, as he mentioned. The closest within the states, let's see, obviously throughout Washington, so Spokane. I think Spokane might be like the biggest spot that I've gone through Washington without like, you know, our normal spots of like Vashon Island, Bellingham and things like that. I've gone to Portland. Obviously, I'm always at Portland. At one point, someone thought I moved to Portland. A lot of people thought I lived in Portland after a while because I also did radio in Portland.
Okay.
I've gone to Sacramento, Boise, Chicago. Yeah.
Any place that was your favorite?
I've gone to LA. Yes, I did go to LA. I went to Hollywood and LA.
Nice. Any place that's your favorite?
Tanzania.
Yeah.
It was so different, but
Yeah.
so beautiful, and it was so much of us.
Yeah.
And I was so just welcomed, even by people like with having being a part of your team. Like you obviously, I got picked up from the airport and somebody had a sign that said Besa Gordon on
Period.
it. Like I didn't go anywhere without someone taking me somewhere.
Yeah.
But even when I would be able to just kind of like move around and just kind of be. Oh, it was so beautiful, and it was so. I cried with her. They was like, okay, you have to leave today. Like, there's literally a video of me. I never put it out, but I'm literally crying.
You're like, I don't want to go.
I didn't want to come back. Like, I didn't want to come back. The food was so good. The air was so fresh. My skin actually thrived there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I woke up every single day to the water and fresh food and just great people, good vibes, and just people with this energy of like, we gotta go. We gotta do it. We gotta move. We gotta move. Like he's not kidding when he says the power rolls.
I don't know. That would scare me.
Like you just be minding your business, editing something, all of a sudden it goes, churro.
Oh.
So saving your stuff every it was imperative.
Please save.
And so
And praying that you saved it.
that's definitely an experience that I'll never forget, and I can't wait to like experience it again. But I would say that was like my biggest. That's like the most Black people that I've ever been around in my life.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to Atlanta. or like Texas or DC or anything like that. You know, yeah, I've just never gone. So I don't know anything really other than PNW, California kind of vibes.
Okay.
Oh, I've also gone to Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is fun. You definitely got to go to the East Coast. Go to DC. You will love it.
I want to.
They will love you out there.
But closer to the summertime.
Yeah, it gets pretty cold out there. That's true.
It's cold enough here.
Yeah,
I don't want to go somewhere else that's cold.
It gets real cold. Any like tropical vacation getaways? Like if you could just go somewhere just to
Oh,
relax.
we did go to Belize.
I went to
Belize. So I would say Tanzania and Belize would be my two favorites because I keep
just sounds beautiful.
I keep talking.
You went to Belize?
I did. You know why? Because it was like there's just so much that has happened over these last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Like
It moves fast.
The thing is, it's like I think that sometimes people do things and they dwell in those moments for too long. It doesn't mean that you have to forget them. But you gotta keep moving. Like you can't just sit there and just continuously daydream about them all day long. Like you have to keep going. And so, you know, every once in a while I do forget Belize, but I spent Thanksgiving in Belize.
Wow.
And it was 16 of us from Converge that went to Belize.
How fun. How fun.
And I have to contribute that to O because he was like, no, I want my team to come. I'm not going by myself.
I love that. Like you guys move as a unit, strong as a unit. With the hostings, like I said, I seen you at the Black Equity Ball. If you could, a dream hosting where somebody was to call O and be like, I need her right now, whatever it takes to get her here, we're gonna do it. What would the hosting gig be?
That's a big question. Because I definitely interviewed, did the All-Star Awards already, or the All-Star, the MLB All-Stars.
Yeah.
And that was huge.
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
I think that's a good question, and I want to think about that more because I'm really good at manifesting things,
Yes.
and that means that it will happen.
Me too. Look.
You know, I'm not saying that I wouldn't do something like the BET Awards or something like that, although we're not sure if that's coming back anytime soon.
Okay.
At least that's what I heard. Or the Hip Hop Awards and things like that. But I would love to host a really dope festival, like something at Essence Festival.
Yeah.
But I don't want to host one of like the concerts. I don't like hosting concerts. People are always late getting on stage, then I got stalled. I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
I want to host the conversations.
Yeah.
You know, those sit down moments where like you see Angela Rye talking to like a Michelle
Yeah.
Obama or something
Yeah.
like that, you know, or a Keke Palmer. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff I like to do.
Yeah.
So I would do something like that.
When it comes to going out, are you like, I don't see you as like a club person. Not really a club girl.
I'm not because I get lit. Like when I party, I party.
I know that's right.
So it's best for me just to stay home.
Yeah. It's probably best for me to stay home a lot of the time, but I don't. That's the difference.
You gotta know when to stay home.
Look at your
And
sign
so
in the background.
that's why you always see me out. You gotta know when to stay home.
Malachi's over there triggered, like, oh yeah, and so
So yeah, no, I don't club.
he's like, no, I don't do that. Get too fun. Yeah.
I go to lounges. I might do like a hookah spot. I'll go to like nice restaurants that have like good music, but I don't do clubs.
Yeah, I feel that. It's valid. And so the difference between like working at KUBE and iHeart Radio and then kind of transitioning now to where you're on Fox and Converge and you're doing your own thing with your shows. And there's this like, this new pressure, I would say. I mean, I don't know if it's really pressure, but there's this new thing now where it's like, we're kind of put in this position where we have to engage with the social media aspect of everything. It's almost like the shows and stuff and like the podcasting is just not good enough. You're gonna need to be making reels. You need to make TikToks. You gotta like, you know, make this content to where people are kind of like getting a glimpse into your personal
Everybody's
life.
nosy.
Yeah. How has that been adjusting to that? I love your content, by the way.
It really hasn't been an adjustment for me because during COVID, we had to do that.
Okay.
So before COVID in radio, we could just go to like a concert or a sporting event or any type of big event that had like 10,000+ people there. Once COVID happened, you couldn't leave the house. And so our program director was like, I don't know what you're gonna do, but figure out a way to go viral.
Yeah.
Bye. Like that was the whole meeting. Figure it out.
Pressure.
And we were like, all right. And so that was how I ended up getting into Reels. And that was another thing that O was able to see. Like, aside from the interviews I was doing, he somehow found my TikTok and eventually, because around that time I started posting them on my Instagram too. And I was just doing these funny reels because I had nothing else to do. But at that time, I would be up until 4 or 5 in the morning and I would make like 5 to 6 reels a day.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but I would do it. And with doing that, it just kind of like created like this, like a consistency of me in doing it. I definitely don't have that same consistency right now, if I'm being honest. I want to get back to it. But 5 to 7 reels a day is crazy.
That's a lot. I did a content day and we made 2.
It's crazy. At least in like this normal life, you know.
Yeah.
Like during COVID, it wasn't too crazy because you didn't have anything else to do. You were at home all day anyway, so it was fine. But in this normal day in life, it's definitely hard to do 5 native reels a day to where you're not clipping something out, something else that you did. You're not repurposing something. Like you're literally doing 5 organic pieces. Like, I don't know how I did it to this day, but I did it. And so I would say that's not necessarily the hard part. I think sometimes the hard part in terms of TV versus radio is the planning. In radio, I didn't have to plan as much. Like I could actually show up, look at the log, check the news, check, celebrity websites, and it's like, okay, this is what I'm gonna talk about today. This is the contest I need to do for today. This is the promo I need to do for the day. For a TV show, you gotta have a whole theme. It needs to make sense. You can't just be popping in segments here and there. You gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna shoot this because I wanna do a show. Like it just all needs to make sense and it needs to fit together like a puzzle. Like it's like Tetris, And so in radio, I was very more so on the fly and I didn't really have to think as much. And with TV, I definitely have to put on that producer hat to make the shows make sense.
Okay. And one of the reels that I loved was one where you're talking about like being single and needing to actually like put yourself out there to meet people. And you're like, no, I'm good.
So you want this? Yeah. But you want that? Yeah. Well, in order to get this, you have to do that. Ugh.
Exactly.
I have to go outside and talk to people? That's a lot.
So
it's a big world for Amo.
Asking for a lot of people. Besa Gordon.
Child, who is these other people that don't even slide into my DMs? What is happening here?
Okay, don't say that.
Don't say the messenger
Don't
because you guys are coming to her rather than just coming to me, but we digress.
Don't tell them that. Besa, single?
Besa is single.
Looking, dating, not interested, stay away from me?
Depends on the person.
Okay, period. What are some characteristics that you are looking for?
I'm very sapiosexual, let's say that.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that I'm more attracted to your mental than your looks.
Makes sense.
Like you can be Tay Diggs fine, but if we don't vibe, I don't care.
Yeah, that's grown woman shit right there because, some people they look good and they just when they open their mouth it's like
or the energy is just not aligning. Like the energy has to align with me. I'm very, very much so energy in tuned. And so for me, sometimes I could be like, yeah, I want you to have this. I want you to make that. Let's get the energy right first.
Yeah.
And then we can go from there.
Yeah, makes sense. Is it hard to date because you are Besa Gordon?
Sometimes.
Big personality.
Not even sometimes. Yeah, it is.
A lot of the time.
I was talking to, it was crazy. I was talking to Angela Poe Russell, who helped us kick off Back to Besa in season 1. And she was like, are you dating? And I was like, no, nobody approaches me anymore. And she was like, really? And that's what I said. And I was like, when I was in radio, I didn't have these problems. Like, guys would approach me, they'd ask me out, they would want to know, like, oh, are you single? Da-da-da. I'm like, do you see me posting anybody on my social? What was I doing on Valentine's Day? I was at home. Okay? So it's like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Where was I at on New Year's? I was at work, minding my business. Did I have a love of my life with me? No. And so, But when I was in radio, guys would like ask me things. What are you doing for New Year's? What are you doing? And I would actually go out on dates on these holidays. Since I got into TV, that doesn't really happen anymore, if ever.
Yeah, they're like, Besa's out of our league.
And it irritates me.
She's out of our league, bro.
Well,
Don't even go for it.
And that's so unfair to me because like you've taken me out of your league and didn't even try. And so now I'm just single. So we just out here.
Look. Listen, I'm scared for your DMs right now, but I'm just, we're just gonna pray. Just give me an update of the week, girl.
She
You have
just gave a lot of niggas hope. I'm supposed to go and hit her, but she said, all the naked mole rats is coming. They are coming.
I'm for real. I'm like, I'm gonna tap back in with you in a week. They're like, Besa, she deactivated everything. It got too crazy in there.
I tell the team all the time. I'm like, don't nobody want me. I guess I give off crazy. I am a Scorpio, so I can give off crazy eyes real quickly.
No more. Listen, they're probably in there right now. Scorpios are like, they're like, oh, well, that's an even.
What goes good?
Right.
No Scorpio go good.
Right. They're like trying to figure out how
Let me Google my sign with this and this works with this because we communicate like that.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, all right.
A whole bunch of grand rising queens for you in the DMs. Godspeed.
Child, those, please, no. Not my face.
No
shade.
No shade.
But we all have our things.
Yes, for sure. When it comes to being this beautiful Black woman that we see right here, self-care is very important. What are some self-care tips that you could give people who are watching?
Turn off your phone when you can, child.
Yes.
Just disconnect.
It's
It's something energetic about taking your phone, putting it on sleep. And when I say sleep, I mean
sleep.
like there's D&D, there's do not disturb, and then there's sleep.
I have not reached that level yet.
Sleep makes it to where you see, like, do not disturb. If you tap your phone, you'll still see your notifications.
Yeah.
Sleep, it turns the screen black.
Oh.
Nobody's getting through unless you want them to. Like, you have to add them in there to get through there. And you have to do that with D&D too, but at least with D&D, you can tap your phone and see if you miss something.
Yeah.
You actually have to search for the notifications on sleep.
Find it.
And I genuinely feel a worldly disconnect when I do that, which allows me to recharge.
Okay.
And so I think just disconnecting from social media, disconnecting from all the buzz and the hissing and everything that's going on. Because for me, my life is social media. It's emails, it's TV, it's all the different things. And I just sometimes have to be like, I'll deal with this on Monday.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely protecting your peace, not overworking yourself. And what is it? What is your friends? Besa Gordon, they're like, that's my girl. Do they like sometimes are they like, can you get us in this place? What are we doing this weekend? You don't play that?
My friends got their own connections.
Oh, period. So you got friends in high places.
They don't need me for that.
Okay. Can you tell us about one of your most memorable highlights of a small business or a person or something that just kind of stood out that you did over the years?
I think that it's such a simple one, but it was Campfire Coffee.
Okay.
When I went, and that's Quincy Henry's spot, but that's because I've known Quincy since I was in middle school. Oh. So he was dating my best friend's aunt back in the day, and he was doing music back then, and that's also how I ended up going to I ended up being on Go Juice Radio. And so when he started his coffee shop and I went there to talk to him about his journey, he was proud of me, but I was proud of him. So it was just like a big, Marvin was there.
I shot you, always there.
He was there. And it was just a really big, proud moment for both of us. And it felt good to know that I can highlight my people that I've known for all of these years. It was kind of like full circle because he saw little Besa, you guys know me as Besa. My real name is Janae. He knows Janae. And so being that he knew me in 7th grade, we're, about 4 or 5 years apart. So he was probably in somewhere around college around then. So he might be a little older than that, but we digress.
Yeah.
But he knew that I always had a dream to be in media and do the radio because he had a studio in his apartment. And so me and my friend, she thought it was cool. And I was like, well, what does this do? What does that do?
Yeah.
What's that button? I was just so curious back then. So for us to have that full circle moment of me coming there, putting him on my TV show and highlighting his business that he's doing with his wife, and to now see that they have a second location and they're in all of these different stores, it was just beautiful for me and it was full circle. I think every single story that we tell on Back to Besa means something to me.
Yeah.
But it also means something else to me when I get to go to spots like Campfire Coffee, or when I went to Little Red's Takeout and Catering. That's my blood cousin. We have the same grandmother.
Yeah.
So, hey Roscoe. And to be able to tell his story, someone who I know used to drive down the street in a big white Suburban, bumping, just boom, boom, boom. The food was in the back, but it was boom, boom, boom. Hopefully it doesn't spill over, but, and you know, and going to his house each summer for his summer barbecues, because he does like private summer barbecues where you get to try all like those new foods and things that he's trying out. And so to be able to now, after all those years of knowing him from catering to getting his restaurant, to having a barber shop up top in his restaurant, and then also creating space for other businesses within his restaurant, stories like that mean a lot to me.
Yeah, and it's like you're really like doing something that's so amazing in the community, and I know I just keep saying that over and over again because just putting people on TV, we're not like, you know, like, and so many people are like proud, like just getting those calls from all over the place, and then also like highlighting those businesses so they can get more business, so they can strive, because these are people who are really like, they said, you know, they're putting their neck out there to do something so scary, like start a business.
Yeah.
Most businesses don't even make it past the 2-year mark. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to even just have that opportunity to do that and have that opportunity to even be showcased on a show that has so much coverage and where everybody knows, like your face is everywhere. You're on the back of buses, you're on billboards. I'm like, that's my friend. Okay, that's my girl. Period.
Well, next time you see this billboard, take a photo. I want to see it too.
But
we're working on it.
But you be all over the place. You never had a billboard ever?
I don't think so.
I feel like you have.
If I did, it was with like KUBE.
Okay.
But we're working on the Back to Besa billboard.
Look, he said.
That's what I said. If I have, where's the picture?
She don't have hella placement.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even the bus campaign.
The bus, yeah.
Yeah, it was on
bus
bus.
is crazy.
Well, yeah, it's buses for
That was
sure.
starring Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
That was the rollout, and so she was on there with Jennifer Hudson, and also like all of her stuff on national TV and broadcast and across the Fox local app. And man, there's shit, you everywhere like air too.
Period.
You know we everywhere like air. We be flying high in the sky.
Amen. I love it. Yes, take us to church. Okay, because I'm like overly proud because, like I said, just to be able to see someone that's like looks like me on TV, I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes it like a reality.
It's attainable.
Yes, and so for the young. For anybody who's watching, who may be like, I want to be like Besa Gordon when I grow up, or I want to be in media and I didn't really know it was possible, what would you tell them for like how to try to be like you one day?
Well, first of all, you don't want to be like me. You want to be like yourself.
Okay, period.
But you just want to start. I think that everyone overthinks being in media to where it honestly like drives me bananas. They're like, I don't know what to do. Where do I start? Just start. TikTok is free.
Yep.
Instagram is free.
Yep.
You got an iPhone, you just text me on it.
Yep.
Start making the content now.
Yep.
Like if I wasn't already making content and I was just some talking head on radio, do you think that, would have freaking hit me up to be on TV? No.
This is true.
I had to start somewhere. If I hadn't created nabesa.com and then went over to Go Juice Radio and then went over to SEASPOT and then got to iHeart and like, would I have? No. People overthink it to where I need the roadcasters, I need the DJIs, I need the lights, I need the this. No, you don't. You just need to start. Like, and that's what I would tell people. Start. You know, create some sort of a niche for yourself. For me, it was easy to start with Real Housewives of Atlanta reviews and Love and Hip Hop reviews, and then just interviewing different artists from like the Seattle, Tacoma area. And then I moved forward from that. But I started. I knew it wasn't perfect. I knew I was literally doing my interviews on the white MacBook
Yeah.
in my aunt's bathroom as I balanced it on the freaking countertop on the sink. I knew what, and every once in a while you would see it kind of like bounce back and forth, but I didn't care. I was doing it anyways because people were at home and I needed a private space.
Yeah.
It's just starting. If you don't start, you're never gonna get anywhere.
Yeah. That's for real. And I feel like people are just so in their head about stuff all the time. And they're just like, oh, well, I look at this person that I want to be like, and it's not nothing like that, but you got to get started.
They don't understand the journey of that person. And I think that's the biggest problem. People will see where somebody is right now and things that they've done right now. And, You know, it's like me, there's so many different things and different places that I'm at. I sometimes forget, not because I take it for granted, but because we're moving so quickly at this pace.
Yeah.
But I wasn't moving that quickly like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like now I'm able to like have these moments to where it's like, then I can look back and have these conversations with you, and it's like, wow, I did go to Belize.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I did go to Vegas.
Like, I don't remember. I did
You
so
know,
much
it's like
shit.
I've just been moving, and I'm like, what's next? What's next? Let's keep going.
Yeah.
And so I think that people see where you are now, and they don't question the journey of how you got there. And my journey started with a blog that I built myself and created all the graphics for when I was 18.
I love that, period, because you got to shoot for the stars. You got to
Yeah.
believe in yourself even when other people don't, and it'll all come together.
Period. Because my family laughed at me, and I was like,
That
I
is
love y'all,
that has
though.
been, that has been a common thing that has been said on the
Oh,
show.
they laughed at me.
The ones like they do not be letting up. They're
I was like,
in
I want
your
to be
own family.
radio, I want to be this, and they was like, okay, Miss Hollywood. And now I'm like, well,
Yeah, you're like that didn't age well.
I love them now,
Yeah.
and we all love each other, but every once in a while I'll be like, child, you tried it back in the day.
Yeah.
I was just a 9-year-old with a dream.
Right? And you didn't stop pursuing it. I mean, you're very dedicated. Like, even at a young age, I was just not thinking of doing it. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do when I was in my 20s. I was just rolling by, like, I just need to pay rent and go to work. So just to know that you were, like, so dedicated and see where you are now is so amazing. And I love that you find different ways to help your community and like reinvent yourself. I know that you're on Fox. I know that you do like, and now you have a new segment. Is it Almost the Weekend?
So it's a completely different show.
Okay. Completely different show than,
Yeah, they are not integrated at all.
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so Back to Besa airs on Fox 13 and Fox 13 Plus. Almost the Weekend airs on Converge Media. There
Yes.
are certain portions of Almost the Weekend that we might put on Back to Besa if the interview makes sense, but Almost the Weekend is its own entity.
Yeah. But you've made a way to like reinvent it a whole nother way that you can like help your community, because I didn't tuned into the live, and then I'm like just in there like, oh yeah, that's my friend Besa, you know, I'm telling people, and then I'll see my face on a flyer. And they're like, hey, there's me. Like, you know, you didn't even tell me, didn't even know, but it's just the love that you just find different ways to support your community. So you're helping small businesses, and now you're helping promote parties and events, and that's really amazing. How did you come up with that idea to start that?
It was a company idea.
Okay.
You know, before I got to TV, I would do these different reels, and it would be events to know about. And so when we were looking for additional shows to add on to Converge, it made sense to create a show called Almost the Weekend that talked about events. I mean, Amari can talk most about it because he's the one that brought it to me and Curtis.
Yeah.
I definitely can't take the full, like the whole idea of it, although I could, but I won't. That would be rude. But it just made sense because Curtis, he does a lot of events. He talks about a lot of events.
Yeah.
I talk about a lot of events. You know, I cover different events on Back to Besa. So the concept of it made sense for me, but I would be lying if I said it was my idea.
Well, it is amazing, whoever's idea it was, because I love it so much. It made me so happy when I just like logged in that one time, and I was like, oh, there's my event. Like, you know, like, wow, I just at the right time. And it's almost time for us to get out of here. And that makes me sad because I feel like there's so much more that I want to talk about. But this has been amazing.
Yeah, we can always come back.
Did you guys hear it?
We're
Did
only
you guys
across
did
the
you catch it on
freeway.
the thing, right? Because, you know, me and Besa, this is my girl. Like,
Word is bond. I said we're rocking with you the long way.
and
on now.
I love that because you guys could be anywhere. Like, literally, you guys could be anywhere in the world right now. But you guys is right here in LA3 Studio at the Legendary Dope Show with Elisha Michelle, period. Sorry.
Living our best lives. Drinking
I am
smoothies.
pumped, and this will be the thing that I brag about for a very long time. So just get used to it and don't be hating.
Period.
So, anything coming up for the fabulous Besa Gordon? Shout out to Garden Gourmet.
These are fire, by the way. I would say the biggest thing that's coming up, because right now Back to Besa, you know, we all gotta take our breaks. Right now it's holiday season, so new season, we are in our third season,
Period.
but more of season 3 coming in January. new segments, new people that will be featured, new stories that will be told, new community events, just new, fresh Black joy just across the Pacific Northwest. I plan on traveling more this new season because what we've really noticed is that, and this is no shade to these other cities, but child, we covered these Black businesses and these Black foundations and these Black corporations and things of that nature better than the people that are there. You know, like their own news sometimes don't show up and we do. You know, it's like, where's the news? We invited them, but we're there all the way from Seattle. And so it's more of that and finding those stories that we might not have known were there, because those are what I'm noticing are like the biggest gems. Like those are the ones that we didn't even expect, where we're just like crying in the car on the way home.
Oh.
Happy tears though.
Yeah, happy tears. Is there a moment where you were like, I really did everything that I meant, like I dreamed about? Like what
Hell
was that?
no.
No, still not yet. Reach for the stars. Look, you can't.
I haven't won my own enemy with my name on it yet, so no.
Okay, but we're gonna manifest it. It's gonna
We're
happen.
gonna manifest that. I want to manifest the Grammy. I don't even sing, but they admit poetry nowadays,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna still get that.
Okay.
There's so many things I want to do, and you know, it's hard to be like I've done everything, because I feel like once you get to that point of being like you've done everything, then you get lazy and you get complacent. So I honestly don't really ever want to feel like I've done everything. I always want to feel like there's something more to do. I don't mind feeling content in a career that I'm in, but I never want to feel like I've done everything.
Absolutely, that's valid. Can you tell the camera right there, where can...
Left or right, child?
To the right.
This one.
To the right. Okay. Where they can see you, what you got going on, where they can follow you on social medias. I want to just point this out. We talked about Besa being single, and no lie, behind the scenes, 5 niggas walked in here.
Hey, oh God. Oh, hey, niggas I've never even seen before. I was like, who the fuck is these niggas?
The door opened, I was like,
They said, we not in the DMs, we in the know. Okay. All right, sorry, okay.
well, hello to everyone that is the future in my DMs. I'm Besa Gordon, in case you guys didn't know. You can definitely catch me on Back to Besa every Saturday at 10:30 p.m. on Fox 13 Seattle. You can catch it on Sundays at 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Fox 13 Plus. If you don't have Fox 13 Seattle, it's fine, child. Just watch it on the Fox Local app. It's free to download on your smart TV or smartphone. And then you can also find me anywhere on social media at Besa Gordon. That is BesaGordon. And then Almost the Weekend comes on Thursdays on Converge Media at 9 p.m.
A true professional.
Man, true professional like a mouse. And I'm like, hey, am I on the radio right now?
Professional. Okay. I want to thank you so much, because I manifested this moment and it is full circle for me. You are literally, I want to be like Besa Gordon when I grow up. So
No, you don't. You want to be yourself.
I want to be myself, but you inspire me to just reach for the stars. And
You want to do the dope things.
Yes,
And that is great. But you never want to be anyone else. And don't ever forget that shit.
Absolutely.
Like, you can be like, I want to be in the same room as Oprah.
Yep.
I want to be in the same, but you don't want to be them.
Absolutely.
You want to be your own entity,
Definitely
but within that
don't wanna
same
be Oprah.
room.
You want Oprah's money, but you definitely want to be
You
Oprah.
want the things, but you don't want to be them. You want to be yourself.
Absolutely, but you have like star quality whenever, like, I'm just so proud of you. Like, even before
you.
I even met you, I was like, I am just so proud of this girl who has like just built this empire, you know, and like really just done some amazing things for the community. People just love you and adore you. You have a solid team around you, and I am just so thankful that you guys took the time. You guys could have been anywhere in the fucking world right now, and you guys are right here with us. So thank you so much. I want to thank my executive producer, El Rock. You are doing an amazing job. El, we started off in my apartment in Milton.
Yeah, we did.
On the couch, and we got
Yeah, we
Besa
did,
Gordon
on the
and
couch,
the
you remember?
CEO of Converge.
Yeah, this is wild.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, this is amazing. So I want to thank you, because you have really been shooting with me in the gym.
Come on, baby.
Through it all, okay? And so also I want to say El Rock has been doing one hell of a legendary run on the internet. Okay, every morning I wake up and I'm going to say this on every show until he stops. He has posted a visual and a rap every morning for over 50 days.
They took away Diddy. I can't stop. Won't stop. Come on now.
I'm fine. Okay,
That's right.
a different song, a different visual, a different fit. The foot is on the neck. Like I said, L Rock is just a preacher of rap sermons, and I'm just here for it every day. I'm so proud of you. You make me so proud to be a part of LX3. And where can the people find you?
You can find me on everything at Long Live L Rock or at L Rock Was Here or at LX3Empire.com.
Period.
And he talking about radio voice.
He's got the right. Listen, we've been doing this for a minute. It has definitely turned into something beautiful, and we're like professionals too now. Check us out.
Damn near shit.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is the Legendary Dope Show. This is so special. Thank you again, Besa, for coming.
Thanks for having us.
If you guys are interested in seeing this at a later date, all you have to do is type in Legendary Dope Show, and then my face pops up like this. And then you can click on the links, and you can listen to it on any streaming platform that you listen to podcasts on. It's also going to be on YouTube. And this has been iconic and legendary in all its right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And remember, there are two things that never go out of style: being legendary and being dope. You guys have a good one.